Okay, I'm ready. Stand by. In 5, 4, 3.
To my Coursera evaluators, this class is for ESL adult learners, somewhere between beginner and high beginner. The topic today is jobs and the workplace. So to the class. Good morning, class. Today we have the use of computers, and we will do exercises with the computers. We might not have the computers all the time, so we're going to learn how to get apps to put on our smartphones. Our objectives today are 3. I'm going to introduce you to jobs and the workplace. We're going to look at vocabulary associated with those jobs, and we're going to look at grammar associated with the vocabulary and the jobs, such as the change in the third person singular with the S and the use of a or and before a consonant or vowel. Now, let me ask you something first before we get into it about yourselves. What kind of job did you have in your country or when you came to the United States? Tell me. Teacher, computer technician, photographer, waiter, cook. Great, you have all had experience with jobs, either in your own country or here. What we have to do is get that experience translated into the English language. First, we're going to go to our book, to the print. And this book is Futures 1. And my cameraman is going to zoom in on page 26 and 27 from the book. And what I would like you to do today, class, is to look over at this side in the little box, and it has the name of the various jobs. And I want you to connect them with the pictures. So let's do that in class. Number 1 is a cook. 2, waiter. 3, doctor. 4, nurse. 5, gardener. And 6, driver. And so on. And we would finish that in the class. But since time is against us, we're going to move on. Now I want you to substitute the print media for something in the computer. We're going to use technology. And go to Google Images, and go to Workplace Images. And this is the picture which is on the computer. My cameraman will zoom in. And this is the second image on Workforce Images in Google Images. And I would like you to tell me these 2 jobs, the people in the yellow hats, which is not in the book. What do you think they do? Good, they work in construction. Notice the yellow wire over the shoulder of the one. He is probably an electrician. Look at the man in the white hat. He probably works in the construction field also. What do you think he does with those drawings rolled up in the white hat on the construction site? Yes, he makes the drawings for the buildings. He's an architect. Finally, in this picture, what is the difference between the 2 people in the white uniform and the woman in the blue uniform? It seems as if the people in the white uniform are doctors and the woman in the blue is a nurse. All right, good. Let's go to another picture on Google Images. And the camera will zoom in on this. And there's 2 people here not in the book. And this first one on the right-hand side in the yellow outfit, what do you think he is? He's a fireman. Not the next man, but the next one. And you can make this larger on your computer. He has a strange suit and a strange hat. What do you think he is? He's an astronaut. So those are a couple of things which are not in the book. Now, let's look at some grammar. And look at the board. And there are 2 words that are associated with jobs. Work, of course, and do. What do you do? And there's a change in the third person present tense singular. Even though it's one person, you put an S on it. I work, you work stays the same. He or she works. We need the S. We work, you work, they work. That's a regular verb. This is an irregular verb. Present tense. Still a change in the third person singular. I do, you do. He does, yes. We do, you do, they do. So, he works in a restaurant. What does he do? He works as a cook. Notice I said a cook. Would I say she is a artist? No. What would I say? She is an artist. So, what are the vowels? A, E, I, O, U. The rest of the letters are called consonants. All of the rest of them. If we have a word that begins with a vowel, we use an. She is an artist. He is a cook. So remember that with a and an. Let's go back to the book. So on page 42 of the book, and we will zoom in on that, we have a page which uses, you choose between work or works, and they have the verb live and lives. So I want you to do that exercise. He works at a store. I teach a class. Do that exercise now in class. And of course they will have done it. We don't have time to wait for that. We will move on. But that is from the book. Now let's go to the computer again. And I want you to go to a website called English Exercises, Present Tense Verbs, ESL Gold. English Exercises, Present Tense Verbs, ESL Gold. The website came up. You have an exercise on that. You could do some of the filling in the blanks. I want to go to this paragraph, and we will zoom in on that paragraph. I want each of you to read a sentence. I will start, and it uses verbs with the S, the third person singular. So get a feel of other verbs with a third person singular. I'll start. Mr. Lee is a bus driver. Now, next one. Every day he gets up at 7 a.m. and prepares for his day. Gets and prepares. Next sentence. He showers, eats his breakfast, and puts on his uniform. Showers, eats, puts on. Let's do one more. His wife drives him to the station where he checks in with his supervisor. Drives and checks in. All right, so that is that one. Finally, I would like to do one more thing in the book. And this, we will zoom in on this. This is an exercise using the a or an before the consonant or vowel. And it's in the book. And I'd like you to do that in class now. Again, I am an office assistant. He is a cook. So let's do that from the book. And they will do that. Now let's go to the computer. But the problem is, I had a problem. I'm not technologically savvy. I think you are. You're much younger. And I would like you to go and find on the computer a website or an app that will allow us to do this with the a or an, consonant or vowel, with a computer. So I'm going to give you 20 minutes. Please work in pairs and try to find me a website, and we will use it as a class. You are really now, you substituted before the technology for the written word. Now you are really modifying and analyzing on your own. And we will, if we hopefully find one after 20 minutes, we will analyze that and see if it's a good website. So the class will take the 20 minutes. They will come up with something. Very good. We will look at that when you come back, and we will analyze it as a class. For homework, I want you to take your phone, your smartphone or your phone, and on your way to or from class, I want you to take at least one picture of someone who works. If you see a policeman, take his picture. You might want to ask to take his picture, but if not, just take his picture. The bus driver, the cashier, someone who is doing a job. You will find many on your way to and from class. When you come back next class, I want you to come up to the front of the class and very briefly get the feel of speaking in front of the class and show us your picture and the job. So that is our class for today. Just in summary, we dealt with jobs. We looked at vocabulary of jobs. We looked at the grammar associated with that. We used technology in substitution and modification. You're a very good class. I timed this. It should be 10 minutes. Thank you.